Welcome back to my channel. This is Chidima Favor. We're going to make this pencil skirt with side stripe, as you can see. If it's your first time of coming across my channel, thank you so much. To my returning subscribers, I'm short of words. God bless you. I'm not taking this for granted. Okay, without wasting much of our time, let's dive into the video. The fabric has been folded into four. Like I always say, please, I'm a full-time tailor, okay? So I might not be able to wear all the garments I make because majority of them are not mine. They are for my clients, okay? To my returning subscribers, you're wonderful people. I love you so much. Okay, so here I'm just cross-checking my zipper allowance. I use the zipper allowance of 1.5 inch. I've drawn the waistline. This material is crepe, but it's hard crepe. Okay, hard crepe. If you want to make this skirt, you can use a lighter version of the crepe, okay, or any material of your choice, but I prefer vintage or light crepe. But you know, this is what my client brought, that she already had this material at home for long, and this is what she had in mind to use it for. So we just have to make do with the material. It's not too bad, you can as well still use that. Okay, here I've taken the length of the skirt and I went ahead to minus 1.5 inch for the waistband, and I'm marking my hip line. Okay, we're just marking the hip line. The hip we're working with is 9 inches. Okay, for the length of the skirt is your choice. Okay, it's depending on how long or how short you want the skirt to be. Okay, so here I've marked out my hip line. I'm just cross-checking it. If it's the first time I've coming across my channel, please consider to subscribe to our channel. You will not regret it. I'm marking the quarter of my hip. Remember, you have to divide your hip by 4 and your waist also by 4. I'm also here marking out my waistline, and I'm going to add 2 inches or 1.5 inch for your sewing allowance. But for the waist, I'm going to add 3 inches. Okay, here I marked 2.5. I cross-checked it. I made the mistake, so I had to remark it again, because you need 1 inch, sorry, you need 1 inch for your dart intake. So what I have on my waist is the same thing I'm going to take down to the length. Okay, reason be that this skirt is not going to be like pencil, you understand, because the person has to walk and it has a stripe on the waist area. Okay, so you just have to be careful with it so your clients can also walk. Okay, consider that too. All right, here I'm taking the nipple to nipple measurement, or the bust span measurement. That was what I did. So what I have on the hip is the same thing I have on the length of the skirt. That's the hem of the skirt. So here I'm connecting it together. It's very simple. If you've not seen or you don't know how to cut a pencil skirt, I have a lot of that on my channel already. Okay, the reason for creating this is for us to know how to create that strap. Okay, that's just it. That's the reason for creating this tutorial. Please, if you've not subscribed, consider subscribing. I promise you, you will not regret it. Okay, here I'm just cutting out the skirt. I'm just cutting out the whole skirt and notching the right places. All right, after cutting it out, this is what we have. This is actually the front of the skirt. Now from that line, I'm just drawing a line and giving a half inch line so that I can pass the stripe. This is where we are going to sew the stripe. That's what I did. From my waist, remember to remove your 1.5 inch. I was considering how long I want the stripe to be. Okay, at the end of the day, I came down by 4 inches, but please, I advise you come down by 3 inch or 2.5. 2.5 to 3 inches is okay. You don't want it to be too down, because I noticed mine was too down, so I had to readjust it. Okay, so I advise you come down by 3 inches. 2.5 is perfectly okay. You don't want it to be too down. You can notice mine was too down, so I had to recreate it at the end of the day. So please, I advise you use 2.5 to 3 inches. Then for the length, around 12 13 is okay. 12 13 is okay. You don't want it to be too long. Okay, here I'm just marking out what I want to use for the strap. Okay, and I'm marking out about 1.5 to 2 inches is still okay, so that you can easily draw your straps, except especially if you're using a hard crepe like mine. If you make it too small, you find it difficult to draw your strap, but if you're using something lighter, it's very easy for you to draw. Like I said, I'm using hard crepe. Okay, here I've cut out the two strap we want to use to create the hole. Okay, so that is what we have here. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please, I'm begging you, it's totally free. I'm just showing us how to fold the rough edges. You need to fold it, then you sew this way. Okay, you sew this way, just fold the upper part, you fold this way. After sewing, you turn and sew again. You just have to turn and sew again. Okay, then we're going to make a strap for the rope. Okay, the rope that we're going to pass through that. All right, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is pretty easy to make. All right, whether you're a beginner, whether you are an advanced learner, is something that you can actually do. It's not stressful at all. Okay, so this is the strap we made. That's the rope that is going to pass in between the holes we already made. We're going to pass it through. Okay, so we can create that beautiful straps. All right, so with the help of my pin, I'm going to pin that rope and then pass it through the hole we already made for the strap. You can see what I'm doing. So please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, consider subscribing, because it's totally free and you're not going to regret it. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much. If you're still watching this video up to this moment, please give it a thumbs up, leave your comment and share. I'm going to sew that area that I'm touching in order to secure the rope from going out. Okay, you can see how it's looking. Always check your work and be sure your work is neat. It's not about sewing, but make sure you make your work neat as possible. So here I'm going to still go ahead and sew the other side of my dart. Remember, we didn't use that area. I'll still go and sew the dart, both for the back and for the front. And I have also added my waistband. I've interlocked it and I top stitched. I like to top stitch, especially if I'm using materials like crepe vintage. I love to top stitch, but if it's an Ankara fabric, I don't top stitch. I love top stitching because it gives your work that neat finishing at the front. Okay, here I'm done. I just want to mark out my allowance and fix my zip. I've gone ahead to fix my zip. When fixing your zip, please consider that waistband. Make sure they both align. Okay, it's very important for both of them to align properly. Okay, just make sure they align properly. I'll go ahead and shape my skirt. You can see everything is matching each other. They are matching perfectly well. So I'll go ahead and shape everything down. If you are still watching up to this moment, please subscribe. Let's grow together. It's a new channel. Let's all grow together. I had to put a slit at the back considering my client, because she's not mobile, and in this town Okada is the fastest way. So your client might decide to take Okada. I've gone ahead to also hem the down part. My zip is properly fixed, and that's it. You can see, please make sure that these two lines are matching, so it will give your work this neat vibes. Okay, thank you so much. I'm really grateful. My returning subscribers, you're the reason why I'm still pushing on. Okay, and I'll continue to bring you amazing videos. I promise you, you will not have any reason to regret subscribing to our channel. Please subscribe, it's totally free. Give this video a thumbs up if it's in any way helpful to you. If you've learned one or two things, please consider to give this video a thumbs up, leave your comment and share. Follow us on our Facebook handle at Dimma Beauty and Fashion Collection. I love you and see you in our next tutorial.